Hi friends, so I'm waiting to go off on another driving lesson, but just before I go I thought I'd tell you another story of something that happened to me on one of my driving lessons. So I'm on a first lesson with a pupil and we're just sitting parked up at the side of quite a quiet road, and it was a newly gritted road, which maybe should have been sort of an idea that maybe I shouldn't have parked there to talk to this pupil. But anyway, an ambulance shot down the road with its blue lights flashing. Suddenly there's a loud bang from the back of my car and my rear windscreen shattered. So it wasn't particularly pleasant, bit of a shock. I was just glad it hadn't been the front windscreen with me actually on the move, would have been much more scary. So not a brilliant start to this poor girl's driving life. I had to drive her home. Obviously I couldn't charge her for the lesson, but I did actually write to the ambulance service and explained the day, the date, the time, where I was at the time and what actually happened, and they very kindly sent the money for my new rear windscreen. So this is just a little word of warning really, that if you are driving along or even parked, I personally wouldn't park on a newly gritted road anymore, but if you're driving along a newly gritted road, there's usually warning signs of a lower speed limit, say 10 miles an hour, maybe 20 miles an hour. Now those are slightly advisory speed limits, that if you can hear that the grit actually sort of tinking underneath your car, then the grit is definitely quite fresh and quite loose. So I would definitely go very, very slowly. I'm always a bit concerned now when other cars are driving as to whether they might be going a little bit fast. But the highway people tend to leave those warning signs out for longer than necessary, because they'll be up there for weeks on end and then you don't hear any loose grit under your car. So if you can't hear the loose grit, then it's up to you sort of roughly what speed limit you should be going at. Obviously we should really abide by what the signs we can see, but as I say, they are a slightly advisory speed limit really. Anyway, just be careful when you're out there with flying grit, and anyway, have a good day of driving. Talk to you another day. Bye.